I just looked at my husband and I said, this is not normal. Like, something is wrong. So we did call my doctor off hours and he said, get yourself to an ER immediately. I asked him if I would be able to go home. And he said, are you crazy? You almost died. You're not going home. And I just started bawling. My daughter's name is Stella. She was born in December of 2021, so she is a pandemic baby, as they say. I do remember them pulling her out, and she was like all covered and tiny and very cute, and she screamed a little bit, and I was like, okay, she's making noise. She cried, and yeah, that was a great moment. The day that we were being discharged, I told one of the nurses that I had a pain in my chest, and I felt like it was heartburn that wouldn't go away. And she told me that it was normal. It was probably trapped gas from the C-section. I would just need to keep walking, make sure you're walking to let all the gas out, and you should feel better. It was one conversation. There wasn't any other questions pertaining to are you feeling any other symptoms? Let me check your vitals or anything like that. It was pretty much oh, it's probably normal. So the pain kind of just stayed there. It was this dull, stabbing pain. I guess I kind of ignored it and put it to the side, thinking, okay, well, she told me it was normal, so it must be fine. And I hadn't read anything that would alert me to think that something may be wrong. Monday evening, I think that's when it all accumulated. I threw up a lot. I just looked at my husband and I said, this is not normal. Something is wrong. So we did call my doctor off hours and he said, get yourself to an ER immediately. In triage, they took my blood pressure and it was 190/85, my blood pressure, which is super high. At that point, you could have a stroke or a seizure. And I saw a couple of doctors and they said, you have postpartum preeclampsia. And that's the first time I've ever heard of that term. I think it must have been an hour or so after I got admitted that I was able to ask what are we gonna do about the baby, and I'm here and I can't take care of her. And still all the while I was pumping and sending home milk for the baby just so that she had some of that in those first few days. So the doctor, like I said, was very busy. I didn't really get to see him that much. I remember he came in with a bunch of residents and I asked him if I would be able to go home. And he looked at me and he said, are you crazy? You almost died. You're not going home. And I just started bawling, feeling like I'm never going to be able to bond with my baby now because I'm away from her. He came in the next day and looked at my charts and he said, you can take her off the magnesium and you can take her off the blood pressure medicine and she can go home. I didn't know how to feel. I felt relieved, yes, I'm going home. I'm out of this place. But then I kind of felt a little nervous, scared, I guess, to be a mom again. I was away from her for a few days. I remember I picked her up and she looked at me and she started crying. At that time, I don't think I felt like I was going to be okay. I felt like I was always going to be sick or scared, and then I was never going to get the hang of being a mom. I think it took a few days to feel normal. This is okay, I'm okay, I can do this, I can be a mom. I wish I had more information about what to look for after giving birth. If you have A, B, C, and D, you need to go to a hospital, because I know a lot of other women probably wouldn't have acted the way I did, and maybe it wouldn't have ended as well as it did for me. It's okay to take care of yourself before you take care of the baby after you give birth, because you need to be strong for your child.